Hi everyone, and welcome back to our YouTube channel. I am Mommy Milestones, and today we are prepping the kitchen and the pantry, and it seems like it's a ways off, but winter is going to be here before we know it. I hate running to the store when there's snow, ice, and slush, and one of those hearty things that we love to have in the winter to warm us up inside is a nice bowl of baked beans. Now the family favorite is Bushes home-style baked beans and the original baked beans. We're also more on the low sugar scale of things, and we try to do everything we can to save money, reduce sugar in our diets, and to, in general, eat well, saving the family budget at the same time. So for years, I have looked for a baked bean recipe that I could prep, can, and put away. Now, a lot of the process can happen in a big pot during the day, like a roasting pot or a crock pot, and it can take 6, 8, 12, 14 hours. Some of these recipes that are out there, this one is simple. So the first thing I'm doing is starting with 1 pound bags of Goya Great Northern beans. I'm actually doing a 3-pound batch. This should do about 12 pints. However, our family is big, and normally with the Bushes baked beans, we would go through 2 cans, having just a little bit of leftovers for maybe 1 or 2 people the next day as a snack. 1 big can isn't gonna do it, so I figured quart size is right up our alley. That's our 2-minute timer going off. So the first thing you start with is your beans, and like I said, I'm doing 3 1-pound bags. So I've got 12 cups of water here, 3 1-pound bags of beans, and we wanted to bring this up to a boil and boil hard for 2 minutes. That just went off, so we're going to go ahead and turn off our heat, and we're going to cover this for 45 minutes. This is in substitution of an overnight soak or a pre-soak. It also serves as the rinse. Okay, so our 45 minutes has gone by. The bag actually recommended an hour, so I let them go a little bit longer. And if you don't want to do that, you can do the overnight soak. This way just worked out really good for me because I never know the night before if I'm going to feel like doing this job or not. So it's really good. Now you can see, you get a lot of these shells or hulls. This rinsing and pre-cooking process is good for that. You don't want to get a bunch of split beans out of it. So now we are going to add another 12 cups of water, bring this to a boil, a hard boil, and boil for 15 minutes. What might help you a lot is these really large measuring cups or measuring bowls. This is an 8-cup Pyrex, and it works great for me during canning season. Now your 12 cups of water, you can see that my beans are underwater. If you have so much, like if you're doing more beans than I am, you would adjust your water for how much beans you have. My original recipe was 2 pounds of beans and 8 cups of water. So I added another pound of beans. So I added another pound of beans, so I added another half the amount of water because I'm having, instead of doubling my recipe, I'm doing it 1.5 times larger. So now in another pot, we're gonna make our sauce for our beans while our beans are getting up to boil here. So in the pot, I have got 3 cups of water. We are going to do 3 cups of ketchup, 1.5 cups of maple syrup, 3/4 cup of vinegar, 3/4 cups of molasses, 4.5 teaspoons of brown sugar, 2 teaspoons of mustard powder, 1.5 teaspoons of salt, 1.5 teaspoons of pepper, and for good measure, we're going to get together some sliced bacon and onion while that is going to add to our jars when we are filling. So putting the sauce together in this pot literally only takes a minute. The slowest thing is, of course, the molasses, getting that measured out. So we've got this going here, we've got this going, we've got the timer going for the 15 minutes. Now is the time to have your jars and all your utensils ready to go. So if you don't already have your jars getting hot, make sure you get them scalding hot, boiling. Some people like to put them in the oven. I like to do mine in the water bath canner while I'm getting the other canner up to temperature. Of course, this is pressure canning today, so we are going to work on getting all that stuff going during this 15 minutes. You can always do some of that stuff during the 45 minutes. I, of course, am a busy mom, homesteading, farming, all this other stuff. We've been doing banana bread. We did milk today, so we did homemade butter. We do milk every day, morning and night. So there's always things to kind of go on in between. So I was cleaning up from the yogurt and the milking while this 45 minutes was going. So now in another saucepan, you can do this ahead of time. You can even cheat and use pre-cooked bacon. I have 6 slices of bacon here, and we're going to be putting about a teaspoon of bacon and a teaspoon of chopped onion in each jar. So we're going to have our jars all laid out here, and keep in mind, lots going in, lots going out. Kid safety, kitchen safety, food safety. And no matter what I'm doing in the kitchen, I'm always trying to start with a clean kitchen. So like the morning dishes had to get washed and they're steaming to dry. So getting those put away gets involved in the process. The milking stuff gets put away in that process too. So it's just lots and lots of dirty dishes. We don't run the dishwasher here anymore. We're out with that. 3 hours of running that hot water heater in the dishwasher had to go. I can get everything hand washed in no time at all, and I'm using so much less water. So the jars are plenty hot now. I've turned it down to medium, and we are going to start filling them. Now, a common mistake people think is that they are supposed to boil their lids and bands. You want to scald your lids and bands. So what I was taught is to put it on the pot and let it boil. Recently, I learned, after 25 years of canning, you are not supposed to boil your lids and bands. You are supposed to scald them. So it's better to take a hot tea kettle and pour hot water over them and let them sit, and that's going to sanitize them for food safety. Now, to work efficiently and effectively, I always work on a towel because your canning jars can't touch the cold counter. We've got the beans here. We've got a measuring cup for the juices, and I like to use a measuring cup because I can do exactly this and have it set aside. We've got the funnel. We've got the magnetic wand, and you can use the other end of the wand or a knife to get air bubbles out. Here we've got the onions and the bacon. So we're just going to start pulling the jars. Some people like to do them one at a time. I like to do them all at once because they have a tendency to fall over in the canning pot if there's less than 7 in there. There are different types of the jar lifters, and this jar lifter is not rubber-like on the bottom. I've had 3 of the kinds with the skinny rubber-coated bottom or silicone covered, and they end up wearing out. This actually grabs the band and does not slip. This is a ball that came, I believe, with a kit that came with another funnel. I went through my canning supplies the other day, and I had more than a person would need, and I started sending them off on Facebook to anybody else who needed them. So keep that in mind. I don't like the old aluminum jar funnels. I like to use the plastic ones because for food safety. If they had a stainless steel one, I sure would like to find it. I'm not filming me. I'm filming the jars. I'm filming the yeah, that would probably act like glue. What's that? Stuff. It can make your jars not seal when you put them in the thing. Yeah. So each one of these jars has been topped with a spoonful of bacon and a spoonful of onion. Then I topped it off more with any of the leftover juice. We're saving this. We're going to go ahead and refrigerate it or freeze it for our next batch of beans that will be going in later today or tomorrow if we're that ambitious. Now we have to put these in, let the canner vent with the lid on without the weight on for 10 minutes. So the baked beans turned out really good. Remember, the quart jars are 90 minutes at 10 pounds pressure instead of 60 minutes for the pint jars. Always keep that in mind. The pressure canner has warmed up the house tremendously. We're running the window air conditioner right now to try to cool things down. Therefore, keep these covered with a towel so they're not exposed to drafts. So we're going to do that right now. And you can join us in the next video. In the meantime, hit those playlists, find something nice that you like to watch, and give us a thumbs up. Don't forget to share these out. That really helps the channel a lot. We super duper appreciate it. See you next time. Bye-bye.